Sharon said something really profound for me, which was that no matter what, she could see that we all wanted to make sure everyone was stayed together somehow.
And as long as that intention is there, that is what we will co-create together.
I believe it. From what I heard as well, that there was gratitude for opening up the process this way. And despite how difficult it might feel, and fear of not doing it perfectly, and trying to reach a goal of what this looks like tomorrow, I think is not how it's going to work. It is a lofty goal, but I think it's a daily practice.
Yeah, and I think we started that. Like I saw people beginning to take the first steps out, and then I could also see some people who've been here before, where it's familiar practice for them to be sort of understanding themselves in context, reflecting on where am I at in this, what kind of resistance is coming up for me.
Yeah, I even found in myself, I felt myself getting defensive sometimes when I would hear criticism, even about the forum, that the structure of the forum that we were doing. I caught myself getting defensive about it, and then having to step back from that and try to say, okay, I'm hearing in the responsibility covenant, there's a resistance happening that's being channeled through criticizing. And so for me, all I can say is that I'm sensing myself getting defensive. And I know that I'm getting defensive about something that is a natural part of working through discomfort. I can say that now, having reflected back on the last forum, and I'm excited to see in the next one how we're able to, as a group, be able to model that self-reflection even more. I mean, this was just the first try. So,
and we will do that.
Wasn't perfect.
We talked about that we'll keep trying to lean into it a little bit more to understand what does this responsibility covenant mean, so that it becomes a natural part of our collective way of interacting. Yeah.
So I'm excited about the next one, October 3rd.
Yeah. So we're going to be looking at the affirming the need and strengthening our resolve. And one of the things that's even came up in our conversation this morning was this idea that we don't want to get stuck in just focusing on the thing that we don't like. There's nothing wrong with that, and that focus is actually what starts to launch those desires, the visions, the aspirations for something different. But that we need to then turn and begin to focus on the things we do want to create, which is a greater awareness in our collective community. And being that the only thing we can control is us, then beginning to focus on our greater awareness in us keeps that momentum going. And we're going to talk about that in our next forum, is how do we do that so that we can look at it as nothing is wasted. Every ounce of noticing things in ourselves begins to build that momentum in the direction of creating communities where all people can feel like they can come, show all of who they are, and have space for that.
Yes. And I do want to just touch on this thing that we brought up this morning very quickly. We're trying to keep these short now, but that momentum building, the acceleration, the pushing on the gas that we're doing in this process is what is showing us where our resistances are. And when we feel resistance, it means that we're accelerating our learning. Just like when a car goes faster, it's met with more wind resistance. So we can use that analogy of I guess we're really in the learning space right now because of this hardness or whatever that is that's coming up inside. So
we're doing it.
We're in it.
We're not talking about doing it. We're in it.
No, the foot is on the pedal now.
Yeah.
And what a gift to see in others. If they're seeing resistance in others, they're showing us. And if I'm feeling resistance toward that, all that whole back and forth, whatever that tension is, is where great creativity is born.
Oh, agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed.
that vulnerability is such a magical place.
Yeah. Wow. And I'm so thankful that 150 some people about
Yeah,
joined us.
crazy.
Yeah. So anyone listening to this video, join us in this momentum. If you weren't there at the first one, we have videos that you can watch to catch yourself up. And then, yeah, join us. Be a part of this momentum. We're not talking about it like it's a future thing. We're doing it now.